What's my phone?
I don't know. But I want to read the comments. You know what it looked like? The person that created that page is that big guy.
What?
That created the page.
What page?
He's the music player.
What page?
Who created that? Talking about angel, this and light and this and that. Alright, my ancient one's right here.
Mental problems, eh? You know what I mean?
Oh, pass me my Egyptian book in the room.
Motherfucker do that type of stuff.
Is the music playing?
No. A conversation.
When you're so present, when you're so present, when you're so present, what do you feel in your dimension? Do you want to go? When you're so right out. When you're so present, what do you feel? The pain, the hurt, it's not real. How many dimensions do you want to go? Dimensions to the soul. Pass the ashtray over there real quick. 1, 2, 3. How many? Let me know when it's upload and give it all back. What?
You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Cause in the camera.
Alright, it's in the camera. Okay. That's the Facebook one.
Press it now?
Mm-hmm. Alright, family. Peace and blessings. Look at my hair, y'all. Welcome to Spiritually Seeing News. And I'm Wunam, aka Nicky Love.
And I'm Brother Adinkra, aka Get Your Mind Correct. Now I'm just playing.
Alright, I have to say family. I have to say Nuk Ari Sapu En. Entiunen. Neher Puhen Te Etear. Akus Teshmet. Teeb en Sen. Erbake Turkey. Okay? Now, peace Facebook, peace YouTube. Know all is well. Okay? Yeah, we back on tonight, y'all. We back on tonight. Okay? Now, before we, get into this show, we did a show last night. We talked a little bit about the food box and a little bit about a lot of different things, okay? Mocha Brown, peace and blessings. Kim Smith, peace and blessings. Dante Vega, peace and blessings, family. Okay?
Peace, fam.
Now, what we're doing tonight, y'all, and what got me on the show, because, they always want to challenge you on YouTube. Always got something to say. Let me say this. Light can't exist without darkness. Brother Dinkra. Light can't exist without darkness.
Okay.
Do you think that light and darkness are one and the same?
No.
Well, a lot of people want to say, oh, love and light. Love and light. I send you love and light. People must think I'm a bitch, y'all. But you know what? The worst thing I can do is when somebody want to come on there and give an opinion. And as my sweetie always says, an opinion is just like an asshole. Right?
Everybody got one and they all stink.
Exactly. So it's saying that, y'all. I have to come back and respond to this young lady who thinks she can come on here and start talking junk. Now, I'm going to share the messages that she put on the YouTube page. You see, people think they know. People like to insult. And then when you insult them back, they want to say, oh, you're offended. No, I'm not offended. You didn't offend me at all. Don't get mad because I'm coming back at you now, okay? Now, we did a show a while back, and we were talking about, let me see. Let me see if I could get the comments up, y'all.
Was the harvest box or something else?
It was a spiritual shift that was taking place, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, what I want to do, family, is I want to pull these comments up because people always got something to goddamn say. Always got something to say, right? Now, let me pull up the comments. Okay, let's get the comments up here. We did a show and we talked about. Let's see. Come on, let me see where they at. Where the comments at, y'all? Let me see.
You gotta find spiritual shift.
Yeah, I got it right here, but I'm looking for the comments.
Maybe she erased them.
Maybe she did. Wait a minute, here they come. No, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Oh, did she erase them? Oh, let me see, y'all. Hold on, see? Right here? Let me see something. Let's see if we can find the comments. Took us there, but the comments are gone. Ah, interesting.
Well,
I guess this person.
Sometimes you know what they do. They to try to mess with you. Mm-hmm. They on YouTube they'll put comments in another section or another video to make you think they're actually on the same video. Mm-hmm. They do stuff like that because they do that to me all the time when I get the best of them in an argument. They do that all the time. But you can go to your notifications and pull it and just read it from there.
That's what I'm doing, but there's more to it. Okay. Well, let's get to the point, y'all. Okay. Let's get to the point. She didn't want to laugh out loud. Hey, y'all. Hey, Kate. This how you doing? All right, y'all. So let me get to this. So we're just going to read part of what this chick said or whoever the hell she thinks she is. She calls herself Angel of Light. Angel of Light. Right? Angel of Light. Now, y'all know, as an African indigenous traditional healer, we don't believe in angels. Okay? That's where she messed up in the first place. Okay? So she comes on and she says, it sounds like you have a lot of spiritual knowledge knowledge on the spiritual level. However, when you say so-called stars like Beyonce is used to bring people back to who they are, their ancient ancestors, she went on to say that Beyonce and Jay-Z and all of them are used and they're devil worshippers and all kind of things. And she started talking about Egypt and saying that we don't know nothing about Egypt. She started talking about, all of these things, right? of course, I had to come back on her. Now, it looks like YouTube didn't put the comments up there, so I'm reading it from the notifications. She goes on to say, anyway, I've responded back to her. She goes on to say, unfortunately, you are offended, but that's okay. I'm used to it. Truth hurts. First of all, chick, angel of light, or whoever the hell you are, truth don't hurt when you're not speaking truth. And see, what it is you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. So it's saying that, first of all, I don't get offended very easily. You can't offend me. And if I speak on something, you best better believe I have knowledge about it. Because if I don't, I'll tell you I don't have knowledge about it. So with saying that, I just want to make this clear. You don't know what truth is. And if you was a really spiritual angel of light, you wouldn't be speaking the way that you're speaking. Okay? She goes on to say you got our symbol that you are bragging about and the communication from U.S. as well as bragging about the Black Panther. That's facts there. You won't not get anywhere and take down the late whatever she said. First of all, you goddamn demon. Because angels are demons. Let's get it right. Angels are goddamn demons. That's what you are. You're the demon of light. Okay? And you're welcome to come on YouTube and challenge me. The symbol that you speak of is an ancient symbol. We're very aware of who Greek is and what Greek is. We do know that the original Greeks were black. But we do know they went over to ancient times, to ancient Kemet. And they kind of, did not want the truth to be told about who was there, which was your original Africans, okay? The symbol that you speak of, whether you're talking about the because you didn't clarify, when you're so damn smart, you didn't clarify what you were talking about. You could be speaking of the or the 6-point star.
All seeing eye.
All seeing eye, whatever you're talking about, okay? Is a symbol that we put power into. Don't get it confused, okay? Now, I'm not going to waste too much energy and time on someone who thinks they know the truth and they know nothing at all. So, come holler at me when you know what you're talking about. Until then, shut your mouth up. That's right, shut up.
I got Jordan Bevel has a question. He says, what about the Great Doorway, which is the Sphinx?
What about the Sphinx? The original name, Haramaket. The Sphinx is a black woman. Go ahead. Chick tastes real good, don't it?
Oh, hell yeah. What question do you have about the Sphinx, or you just want her to talk about it?
Jordan Bevel says, what about the Great Doorway, which is the Sphinx? Again, the Sphinx is a black woman. The Sphinx is the overseer of this earth. Okay? The Sphinx was placed here and the overseer of the earth.
That was actually one of my favorite YouTube videos we did when you tapped into the Sphinx and you went in and looked in.
When I did the remote viewing into the Sphinx.
So for those who haven't seen the video when Nikki goes in, Wunam goes in and looks in the Sphinx, you might want to check that out. It's in the videos. You can find it in our archives or wherever. Okay. You can just find. I can't think of what it's called. You
can find it in our YouTube archives. Okay.
Yeah, on our YouTube.
Now, peace and blessing, my brother Darren. Now, I want to respond to Francisco Rivera that came onto YouTube and says, why do some black people identify with Egypt? Egypt was satanic and oppressed God's people, Israel. Gross. I responded to him, but we're going to talk about what he responded back with. He said, if you identify with Egypt, then you are on the side of the devil. Boy, y'all don't know what you're talking about. He said, if you identify with Egypt, you're on the side of the devil. Francisco Riviera, you need to go over to Kemet. First of all, you have so many people. And one thing you speak of is the devil. Okay? There's so many white people that have been over Egypt for years. You have Wallace Burge, all of these, so-called Egyptologists that went over there and, tried to dig and learn the secrets of our ancient ones. And what's crazy is that you're wrong when you say that. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay? What you all need to do is go do your research. And like I said, unless you take your behinds over to Egypt or Kemet, then you'll understand why we identify with the ancient ones. You know why? Because we are the ancient ones. So we can do that. Okay? There's nothing satanic about it. You've been brainwashed and programmed to no avail. So what you don't know is that ancient Kemet has a lot to do with this earth. The ancient ones have a lot to do with who we are and where we come from. Not only that, you have the Dogons who have a direct connect and lineage to the ancient Cometians. The original ones. Not the Arabs, not the Israelites, not the Greeks, but the original ones. Okay? What's the question?
No, there's no question. He just said it was built during the time of Leo. He's just making a statement. He really didn't say anything else.
So, Jordan Bevel, you think that it was built during the time of Leo?
You talking about when it was in Leo?
Spirit shows me that it was before that. Spirit shows me it's before that. Okay? That's what they say. That's their speculation of when the great Haramakhet was built. But
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but they know the truth. They lie a lot. When it comes to history, the Europeans lie a lot because number one, they wanna tie the Bible into ancient Kemet.
That's right.
And Kemet existed thousands of years before the Bible was even introduced to man. Before it was even thought of. So that's one of their plays and then they always say that, I don't even know why people believe the Bible because they, according to the Bible, Earth is only 5,000 years old. And if you listen to science, or even if you don't listen to science, if you believe what they say, then you're an idiot. That's as plain as I could put it. Because it's a lot of things that are older than 5,000 years on this earth. A lot of monuments, a lot of things that were built, So that's my whole thing right there.
Family, what's happening right now, as I've always been saying and saying for years, we're going through a transformation. Okay? And a lot of if you go on YouTube now, they're trying to debunk the whole history of ancient Kemet. They're trying to debunk it, say it wasn't real, was made up, and this and that. And what gets me is because you see all of this all over the web. All of a sudden now it's they come out with the flat Earth theory. The Earth ain't round. Now they want to come out with everything that happened in ancient times. Okay, was fake. You know what I honestly think? I think there's some aliens here and we don't know about it. I think that they came back, whoever they are or whoever they shall be, okay, have come back and what they're trying to do, what man is trying to do is keep it hush hush, okay? And what I think they're doing is they're afraid because they know there's truth to ancient Kemet. They know there's truth to ancient gods. Now, bragging about Black Panther, let me talk back to the chick demon of light. Okay? What we must understand is that the Black Panther reveals and talks about Bastet, which Bastet is the goddess of warfare. Bastet is the cat, goddess of warfare. And as we said before, in these movies, they give you subliminal messages, okay? That you need to pay attention to. So it is true that we have come into the time 4 or 5 years ago when I told you all in the radio show that the divine feminine energy must rise. Years ago, I told you the balance of my art must come back. My act is balance, right? So when the serpent began to rise, that's when the balance shall come back and my art shall take its place. Now, the serpent began rising. That means the masculine and the feminine will balance each other out. But in the mix of that, there was going to be a war between the masculine and the feminine. And right now, this is what you see taking place. Okay? There's a war. And this war is the representation of the goddess Bastet rising up again. The goddess of warfare. Because she has some slaying to do. Because under this patriarchal system of chaos and corruption, as you all can see, we have much war going on. We have egotistical men around the world, you know, doing too goddamn much. So with saying that, Black Panther had a lot of subliminal messages in it. Also letting you know that is the time of the rise of our ancestors. So in the movie, they're teaching you to go back to your ancestors. They're teaching you that there's an ancestral realm. All of these signs. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Jordan Bevel says, were extraterrestrials involved in ancient Kemet?
Jordan Bevel, yes, there was. And I don't like to use extraterrestrials. And I'm not being funny. I say that.
Yeah, he said ET. So
I don't like the word ET because what we have to realize is that we're aliens too. We're aliens too. Okay? With saying that, are there other beings that exist? Yes, there are beings that exist. Now, let me give y'all something to think about. Let me teach y'all how to use your logical senses, okay? If our planet is made up of 75% water, our brains are 95%, our blood is 83%, our bodies is 75%. Now, you always hear me say, family, right? When you walk outside, you walk into yourself, which means you are truly a part of the cycle of this planet Earth. So with saying that, logical thinking would be, okay, if my planet is made up of 75% water and so is my body, that means I'm really a water being, right? Okay. Now, Spirit showed me that there's beings on other planets that's made up of the resources of their planet. This is what Spirit showed me, okay? But let science tell it, they'll make you think nothing can exist on any other planets. It's a whole bunch of bullshit.
He said he made another comment. He said flat Earth is DLD, Department of Defense, PSYOP. So fair enough. Water is life. You got any questions on this one?
Any questions on Facebook, family? Jack A. Rose says they're trying to say Atlantis gave Kemet their artifacts, some website called Gaia. I'm like, man, get the F out of here. Well, Jack A. Rose, let me say this to you. When I did my remote viewing into the Sphinx's body, and I went down below the Sphinx and I connected it to the three pyramids of Giza. I went into the pyramids of Giza. I went down into the pyramid of Giza. There was a lake of water down there, and they came and they found that out right after we did the video, right? When I went down in there, there's a connection that goes to the city of Atlantis. And I'm only telling y'all what Spirit showed me. So the city of Atlantis still exists. Okay? To some of y'all, this is beyond your comprehension. To some of you, it may not be. It don't matter. All I can do is give the message. I'm just a messenger and I just see. With saying that, there's some truth to that, Jack A. Rose. Okay? There's a connection between Atlantis, ancient Kemet, the cosmos, okay? What Spirit also showed me is that there's a connection that goes all the way to Antarctica.
That was his next question.
And these beings travel through the water. And yes, my brother, water is life. Nothing on this planet can live without water. We're saying that we are water beings. But back to Jack A's question, yes, These beings all they communicate with each other, and there's many of these beings that I see. And I told you all years ago, there's going to be a time, and it's going to be in the near future, when you will see a huge ship rise out of the waters of the ocean. And Spirit showed me specifically the Atlantic Ocean. There's beings underwater. There's beings in the cosmos. This is what I see spiritually. Any more questions?
What's in Antarctica? Jordan Beaver. He's the only one asking questions.
Jordan Beaver in Antarctica. What Spirit showed me, Antarctica is the end. Is the portal. The portal through the earth. Antarctica showed me that the portal through the earth. So when these beings come in, they come through Antarctica and they come through the water. That's what spiritually I see. Okay? So Antarctica is a portal and a meeting place for these beings and man. This is what Spirit is showing me. Okay? Edgar Casey said the Sphinx has the Hall of Records. You know, I heard that and I've seen a lot of documentaries on that. The Sphinx has so much more than the Hall of Records. Okay? If you go back and look at the video I did when I did the remote viewing to the Sphinx, I saw golden sarcophagus all through the Sphinx of some of the greatest pharaohs and high priests and priestesses inside the Sphinx. Okay? And we're saying that there's so much more. And when I went into the Sphinx, I seen different departments, different doors inside the Sphinx. Now, I don't foresee that Edgar Casey was telling the whole truth. Okay? That's just to, kind of throw humanity off. There's so much more. The Sphinx is the mystery, is the secret. The Sphinx holds the secret of who we are, where we came from, and it's not the Hall of Records. Okay? Wow, you are putting it down, Nomos. So with saying that, what we got to understand, family, is when we use our logical senses, we begin to open up ourselves and allow our DNA to open up when you start using your logical senses, okay? Now, what did he say?
He said, is that why the high dignitaries were in Antarctica during the election of 2016?
Let's see Christy May out first.
You asked me, what did he say? She said, are these other beings allowing certain ones of us to see them?
Yes, they are. My sister Maya Christie, yes, they are, because I see them. I communicate with them. And people think you crazy, but y'all know I don't give a goddamn what they think, because I see what I see. And when I communicate with these beings, the last ones I communicated gave me some symbols to draw, and these symbols actually was in the so-called emerald tablets, okay? I don't think we got all the information, and I don't think there's the original emerald tablets. But if you want to invoke the ancient ones, you must invoke them yourselves. Don't listen to what's written in books, okay? So the symbols I know I've seen in those, and I think they took some of the information and they're giving us bits and pieces, okay? Mm-hmm. Richard Byrd encountered them in Antarctica in 1947, Operation High Jump. That's why the high dignitaries were in Antarctica during the election in 2016. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, these are the beings. Okay. When are we going to see those water beings? Droney, all I can tell you in the near future. In the near future, let me tell you all something. They're getting close. First of all,
they've been talking about them for like 5 or 6 years, or maybe longer now anyway.
Right.
The water beings.
The water beings. But you see, let's not make the mistake of calling them water beings. These beings are very highly intelligent spiritual beings. They have the ability to shape shift. They have the ability to change their body to adjust to what's here on Earth and on other planets. This is what I see. Okay? So with saying that, pretty much these beings, the ship that I see rising out of water, these beings are something that all I can say is they have technology we could never imagine to even have. Okay? And their bodies are totally different than what our bodies are made up of. I'm telling y'all. They have the ability to change and adjust to our planetary, system. They can change to other planets. These beings are some very, very, very high intelligent beings. Okay?
Droney 0201 says, well, are they going to present themselves? Are they going to present themselves?
I'm going to tell you like this. There's some of them that's walking among us right now. But you think they're human. Okay? And whatever's going on, whatever meeting or session that they're having, and I'm telling you what I'm seeing spiritually, humanity's not ready for that yet. But they are walking amongst us, but they're human form. But if this humanity, if man don't get it together and don't get it right, they will begin to start revealing themselves. Yeah, they've revealed themselves to the higher ups. This is what I see spiritually. But to humanity, unless you're spiritual, you won't recognize who they are. And I just talked about this last night. I've been seeing them a lot lately. A lot. Like, where did you go? Wait a minute. Well, you're not human right there. You're not human. Something about you. My spirit just seen it and feels it. Can you feel it? Can you see him?
I don't even pay him no attention. I be missing out sometimes.
I'm a smack brother Adinkra. You need to be paying attention to spiritual his is. But go ahead.
You made me forget which one was. Oh, Sahar says, is it true that autistic children are stuck between the physical and the spiritual world?
Autistic children are highly spiritual. Yes, that's very true. And, over in Africa, when you deal with children that they say here in the Western world are so-called autistic, they're not autistic. They're highly spiritual. And yes, I actually had a chance of taking care of 2 autistic children. And I remember one of them, her name was Sherry. And she told me stories about when she was in her mother's stomach that she didn't even know about. But I knew that they were both spiritual and the mother couldn't deal with them, so I took them. Well, the mother was there. I was helping the family out, and they stayed up, especially that little girl, Sherry, because she knew I was very spiritual. She would stay up under me all the time. But autistic children are highly spiritual beings.
Droney says, what does the astronauts have to do with these beings?
Astronauts know who they are. I know that they exist. They have run across them. They've seen them.
I want to know, what have they seen on the moon? On the dark side of the moon?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. They lying. They ain't seen nothing on the dark side of the moon.
Why they always? Because they always hyping the dark side of the moon up.
They need to stop hyping it up and tell the truth. What happened to ancient Chem? What happened to ancient Chem? Well, nothing at all. Nothing at all. You see them 3 pyramids that's made of granite or whatever you want to call it? You see the Sphinx, which is the overseer of the earth? You see the water that connects down under the earth? These beings are still around. And what they did is they just let them come in and they came in with their little weapons. As you all know, the Greeks came in and blew off the noses and tried to change everything up. But see, they could do all they want to, but you see that the actual monuments are still standing. And not only that, they left all over the world. See, the ancient ones knew that they was going to do this and they let them do it. Remember, in each age, you're talking about, I honestly see that the Sphinx was around before the age of Leo. But each age, there was a transformation that had to take place. And it's the process that takes place on this earth. And these beings know this, okay? They think they're running something, but they're really not running anything. They're not running nothing. Sphinx still stands. Haramakhet, I like to call by the correct name, is still the overseer of this earth. Go ahead.
Johnny says, are they here to help us? Though, you know, she's talking about the water being.
I can tell you what I see. And what I see is that these beings are, there's like a negotiation taking place. And this negotiation is like, you all need to get it right. Okay? This is a change. This is a transformation. This is another age. And in this age, it's time to bring the balance back. Bring back the balance. So there's a major conversation taking place with higher ups and whoever you want to call them in these beings. And what they're saying is it's time to do what's righteous and bring the balance back. It's sort of like what I'm saying is a contract. Just like in the age of Pisces, you had the Pisces, the Christian age, right? Mm-hmm. So during that age, there was a contract. The DNA was shut down. The DNA was shut down. So you wasn't using all strands of your DNA. Some of us. So now in this age, it's an agreement. It's the beginning of the end. Okay? Which means that there's a contract that says, okay, we're back at the beginning. It has to start all over again. The DNA has to be reopened up so they can have access to information. Excuse me, which is the DNA. Okay? I'm congested. Okay. But saying that, what we have to understand, family, is that there's some spiritual negotiations. There's some spiritual warfare. There's warfare between man and nature. There's warfare between man and woman. There's a lot of different wars going on here. And what these beings are talking about. Get it right.
Bad Milk says, what about Mars?
What about Mars?
I guess you want to know about Mars, what you see on Mars, what's going on.
You know, Bad Milk, the Zulus said and always said they come from the planet Mars. The Zulus are some very, very powerful warriors, as you all know. Y'all remember Shaka Zulu? Mars is a planet that's inhabited just like every other planet, Jupiter, Saturn. You know, and they won't tell you, but I can only tell you what I see spiritually. There are beings on these planets. And yes, the Dogon was right when they said we come from Sirius A, B, and C. We come from these different planets. That means the energy of the Inyama comes from different planets. And when we made an agreement to come back to this earth in this physical body that is truly just made up of water and a part of this, you know, earthly being, we forgot. But the planet Mars is inhabited by the Zulu. They weren't lying. Okay, what else? Any questions here on Facebook, y'all? Any questions on Facebook?
YouTube asking all the questions. Ain't no
YouTube got y'all beat Facebook. Come on, Facebook family. I know y'all got some questions.
Drowning says, are the pyramid communication centers? Are the pyramids communication centers?
The pyramid are communication centers, okay? From the cosmos and from under the sea. Yes, they are. And they're also connect all the ley lines on this earth. Okay? There's a connection from the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx of all the ley lines on this earth. Okay? And we're saying that it's just not a communication center for the beings in the cosmos, and the ones that actually come from the cosmos come through the water. Okay? But it's also a communication center for all of this earth, the trees, humanity. Okay? Because sure enough, our body is also made of electricity. So all of it is connected. It's one big brain. Okay? One big brain. Celestial Guardian Sphinx helped erect it. Ma'at Heru Bahutet. Very true, William Smith Bay. Very true. Any other questions?
Right here, Nubian, how you say it? Lalabella. She says, what do I need to know about mermaids?
Mermaids. You know, they'll say that mermaids are a myth, and that's not true. And many of Africa's waters, as well as, the West Indies, mermaids do exist. They're water beings, okay? There are beings underwater. You see, it is true, okay, that many have seen mermaids, especially from the island of where my family comes from, where we come from, Cabo Verde, Africa. We're right off the Atlantic Ocean, right? And there used to be a story that was told that all the women that came from Cabo Verde were mermaids. This is real, family. It was passed down in history. So that means my grandmother, my mother, my grandmother, the great grandmother, that we came from the sea as mermaids. Okay? But this is not in Cabo Verde, Africa. This is in many other parts of Africa. That's why you have the deities or the, gods, the gods of spirits of Mamiwata, Yemeja. Okay? All of these women were the mothers of the sea. Okay? There's a lot of truth to it, but they don't want you to know. And it's very rare that you'll see them over in this country, but you never know. I've heard some people say that they've seen them. If they invoke these spirits, water spirits, they can see them. But they are well known in Africa and in the West Indies. Okay? So mermaids do exist, but they're not called mermaids.
Royalty says, have you heard about this rainbow wave coming this month? People are calling it the event. Do you see anything? They asked you about that last night too.
What rainbow wave?
No, about the event. I don't know.
I haven't heard about that. I have to go research that. I'll look it up and see.
It seemed like every month they coming out with something new.
Exactly.
Yeah, some big event supposed to take place and everybody buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I heard about the mermaids as a child in Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? So you know, because I've heard a lot of people in the West Indies speak on that, whether Jamaica, Trinidad, Virgin Islands, wherever. So yeah, so you know that they're real. This is not something that just the mermaids. No, they were actually water beings or women, and they had different names. Okay. Do the being touch you to let you know that they're around you?
About the
love and peace.
The beings.
It's not that they touch me. It's that it's hard to explain, right? Sometimes I'm in a bed and they'll come to me. They'll give me signs. They'll give me symbols. And they communicate with me telepathically, okay? The ones that I actually see that are other beings, it's something that, I recognize them. I just recognize them. I know they're not human. How do I know? I don't know. Sometimes I have to say to myself, who am I? How do I know? I just know. And what'll happen is sometimes I'll get a sign. They'll show me something to let me know they're not human. You see what I'm saying? So, pretty much, it's sort of like, I don't know if I have a connection with these beings or whatever, but it's like I recognize them as soon as I see them. But they don't touch me. I see them. Okay. The Sphinx is thousands of years older than the conventional Egyptological time. Yeah, and I said that earlier, Brother William Bay. I said it earlier because I seen that way before the age of Leo.
My uncle is a fisherman, and he did late night fishing, and he said he see them all the time.
Yeah, and the popular stories, and I'm not even going to say in Jamaica, I think it was Dominican Island, a lot of them, well, I'm going to say all over, because I've heard a couple of men talk about these actual water beings that were women, and what they would do is they would how you call it?
Entice the men.
Entice the men, but what they would do is, how do you put them in a trance? And they were taking, and some of these fishermen were actually missing. Okay, I've heard stories about this in Jamaica, in the West Indies, in Africa, even on my, over in Cabo Verde, Africa, where we're from, and there's a lot of water under Cabo Verde Islands. So with the different stories I've heard that these women that were water beings would put them in a trance, and they would take some of these men under the sea. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions on Facebook? Facebook, y'all. Come on, Facebook, because YouTube is beating y'all out with the questions, y'all. Come on now. Mermaid saved them more when I was swimming in the Pacific Ocean in 1966. Oh, William Bay, you telling your age. That means you about maybe, let me see, in 1966. And you was in the Pacific Ocean. You was in the Navy or something? 1966, I wasn't even thought of. But anyway, tell me what you see. What did it look like? Tell me. I want to know what you seen. What did it look like, William Bay?
How do these beings react around you? Do they stare at you? Or any facial expressions?
Bad milk. These beings. You know what's funny? Because the last one I seen was the one I told you that walks all the time. Mm-hmm. He smiled. It's sort of like he knew that I recognized it. We passing by and I seen him smile. He's just smiling. You know what I mean? And then one of them actually, and I'm going to tell you who one of them is. And I know she's one of the beings. Very spiritual. She hugged me so tight. She recognized my spirit and I recognized hers. But I know she's not human. So it depends. Most of them actually, they'll either smile because they know that I know who they are, or they'll just stare. You know what I mean? But that's about it. That's what I get. Smiles, stares, and hugs. Okay, what else?
Brandon Chapel, where is this? Where the Syrian myths are from? I don't even know what he's talking about.
Very true. The Syrian myths about the mermaids and
okay,
yeah, that's not. And they say it's myths, but it's true. It's truth to it. Everybody can't be lying. From Africa to the West Indies to the Dominican Republic to Haiti, these beings have been seen. So yeah, that's where it comes from. Brandon.
Ifa Alade, are you doing readings?
Ifa Alade, no, I'm not really doing readings tonight. We're just talking about different things. But if you have one question, I'll take it. Because we'll be off of here in about 10 minutes. What is your take on Bigfoot? Are they from here? And if they are, how could they avoid capture?
I know what I read about Bigfoot.
What's your take on Bigfoot?
It's not a...
I'm listening.
I believe Bigfoot is real, but they're more human than... I think they're just humans that live in colder regions and mountain regions, and they're not big. They're not big as they tell you they are. They probably like regular height, like 5 foot, 5'11", something like that. In between that,
there are beings or species of beings that we haven't even seen that exist on this earth. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. So Bigfoot is just another being that just happens to be real hairy. Okay? That's who Bigfoot is. Another type of being.
Jordan Bevel say, did the black nobility control Egypt? Did black nobility control Egypt? I don't know.
What?
Is he talking about I don't know. Are you talking about the Moors, or you just mean just black nobility in general, not the Moors? You want to say what you say what you see with that?
When ancient Kemet was controlled, no Moors existed. I'm gonna leave it at that. There were no Moors then. Okay? They weren't even there during that time. And I'm telling you what Spirit has shown me. They didn't come till later. Okay. Did the black? Okay. I've seen the ones that have just stare at me and keep stealing glances. And then, Nikki, how do these mermaids really look? I'm going to be honest with you. These mermaids actually they don't look like they portray them to look. And these mermaids have the ability to shapeshift too. Okay? And when I see these mermaids look more like, they look more like fish, okay? They're very, very pale because they're underwater. They're very, very pale. But they have the ability to change themselves when they come out of water, okay? I'm not seeing no hair with them. You know how they make them with hair? I'm seeing they're bald-headed. And I'm seeing that you can actually see through their skin when they're underwater, but they have the ability when they come out to actually change. And there are species on this earth that can do that. I think it's different species that can blend in with, different plants and all that good stuff, right? So these mermaids or these water beings actually can change their image once they come out of water. Okay? What?
The brother says, I don't know if it's a brother. He said, yes, I have been on disability for some years and I don't work because of my mental health. Will I get better? You finna read it? Or what are you hearing from the spirit concerning me?
If you want to get better, you'll get better. We're in a time of a major transformation. If you really, really want to get better, you put it in your mind. You say it in your mind. You see it in your mind. If you want to get better, you can get better. That's a question you shouldn't be asking me. You should say to yourself, I will get better. I will get better. And then what you do is you keep that in your mind. Keep it in your mind all the time. That's all you want to see for yourself is getting better. What?
She said, I'm a girl.
Okay. He didn't know. He's sorry. But I'm telling you, you will get better, but you have to see it. Okay? Mia says, what do you think about the event? What event are you talking about, Mia? I don't know about the rainbow event because I haven't even researched it and I don't want to speak on something I don't know about.
What?
You
see that question? They say they call Jay-Z's shape-shifting. I don't see that with Jay-Z. What do you see with him?
They had a video on YouTube about that.
But they always make videos about that. I see that he's very spiritual, but I don't. What do you see with that? Because I might be missing it.
It could be real. Mm-hmm. It's done in Africa all the time. You see people that can shape.
But I'm just saying, is that like the stuff they saying about him? Like I just don't believe it to be true.
I honestly believe that.
I know people can shapeshift and stuff like that.
Right, people can shapeshift. I think that part of it they're probably making up because they always said that they're part of the Illuminati when we don't know who the original Illuminati is. Us, we are the illuminated ones. So we're saying that they put all these conspiracy theories out about the Illuminati. Jay-Z and Beyonce are part of the Illuminati and and they're throwing up the pyramids and this and that. And then they want to come with he's a shapeshifter, he's this, he's that. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on. But can a person shapeshift? Yes. Mm-hmm. Can Jay-Z shapeshift? He just may as well can. It's done in Africa all the time.
They do it in Louisiana too. You heard of?
I mean, my thing is, if you understand the level of spirituality, you would understand that shapeshifting is not hard to do. Shapeshifting is not hard to do. If I want to look like my mother today, I'll turn into my mother. If you're standing in front of me, I did it to my brother. He's looking at me, and all of a sudden he said, "Oh my goodness, you look like Ma." I literally shapeshifted into my mother, and I did it for a reason. Okay, so it's not hard to do when you understand the spiritual side of it. Okay. The Serious Mystery, Robert Temple read excellent information. Most definitely the royal. Okay, I guess y'all talking about the royal family. Starve is watching.
They keep asking about the event. Somebody else.
The New Earth event. Have you heard anything about it? Okay, you know what? Google that real quick. Can we Google that real quick? Let me see what I can find on it, y'all. Because y'all keep asking me about this rainbow event. And I'm going to give y'all this before we get off tonight. And then we getting out of here. Okay?
Droney says, do people time travel? When you get in a spiritual reading and people are looking back at things, that's time travel too. But I guess you mean physically time travel? Do you mean physically time travel?
Yeah, you could try time travel in your head. Shit. Sure can. All right, family. I'm trying to look up this rainbow event. What are they saying in there? What are they saying in there?
They're still asking questions. Do you, Jordan Bevel say, do you like Bitcoin?
Jordan Bevel, I have some Bitcoin, and I also have my coin that I created too, called the Sphinx coin.
She says, physically, do people physically time travel? You know, that's a big thing on the internet. They're showing people saying they like them, almost like the movie Jumpers.
I believe that people can time travel, okay? And I think what we need to do is realize that when we time travel, it's not necessarily physically, it's more of a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? If there are a few people that have drowned in your family, are water spirits responsible? You know what I'm going to say to that? Not necessarily water spirits. It could be like a taboo. It could be that your family member is supposed to be dealing with water spirits such as Mami Water or Yemaja and paying homage to them. And it's not that they're taking them. It's just like because they're not paying attention to paying homage to these beings. You understand? That's how it's written in the divine records, how they're going to transition off this earth through the water. So what is it called? The rainbow event? I'm researching it now, family.
Ifa Alade said, she said her screen went black when you answered her question.
Okay.
Let me see.
So we're trying to find out what this rainbow event is about.
All right, peace and love and peace says the Black Panther movie and the Black Lightning TV show series, are they giving black people a message with these with the movie and the TV series?
You can answer that. I answered it already.
Yeah. Yes and no. I say that, you know, they know who we are, but it's more for material gain, money and stuff like that. But it's just time. It's just time for us, you know, for those type of things to come out now. When the next time y'all going?
Let me somebody put a link in the chat about this rainbow event. I ain't got time to research it. It's messing up my camera. All right. Now let me see. Let me see. Go back to Ife Alade. I did answer your question. I told you if you wanted to heal, okay, you have the power to heal. You will get better if you say that you will get better, okay? And you know, Ife Alade, you need to go to Babaluaye. You need to go to Babaluaye. But what I see is you that is the one who's not allowing yourself to heal. Go within your soul and begin to start telling your body to heal, and you're gonna get better. Okay. Last question of the night before we get out of here. How do you know
when you're when you're having an astral travel?
You can see it. You can feel it. You can feel your soul leaving your body. You could actually feel your soul leaving your body. Because you could get up out of there and look at your body laying down. So you can feel it.
You gonna answer that?
Blue Lagoon, I'm not really doing readings tonight, but you want to know when your husband is going to come. Okay? When is your husband going to come? Who's the man I'm seeing around you now? You got a man around you right now? What would be their motive to awaken us? What do they gain? What motive? Who's she talking about?
She's talking about the Black Panther. And
the motive basically is so we can come back into ourselves. So we can come back into our higher consciousness and know who we are.
They're not in control of that anyway. You know.
Right. They're not in control. All they're doing is shifting your consciousness and waking you up in a sense where they're showing you who you are, where you come from, what you represent. Because we did not remember or do not remember who we are and where we came from. And there's some of us that do use more strands of our DNA than others. I don't care what they say. If I'm able to see it in the archaic records and I'm able to go into the cosmos and communicate with beings, that means I must use more strands of my DNA. So with saying that, we got to understand it's not about what they ain't doing. They ain't got no control of this shit. It's all part of the earthly contract. All part of the earthly contract. Our bodies have to go through a transformation. And it's all, everything is connected. Like I said, it's one big brain. So they really ain't got control, but they had the secrets to what was going to take place. So what they do in these movies is they give you subliminal messages and they put it in your, subconscious mind. Okay? And it's planted in the subconscious mind. In that subconscious mind, you begin to wake up. You begin to know who you are. You begin to act as that great one or that goddess, if y'all want to use the words for lack of better words, because I don't like the words goddess or gods because it's Greek. But the point is that higher spiritual being. Okay?
Blue Lagoon says no.
You don't have a son around you? Brother, somebody. I keep picking up a man around you. And I'm going to tell you like this, Blue Lagoon. When you stop being angry at men, you will get your husband. You're holding on to some hurt and pain. You're holding on to some anger. Okay? Let go of the anger, my sister. Let go of the anger. Or brother, because I don't know. Because you could be a guy too. Because you know men want to know when they get their husbands too. It is what it is. Okay? So all I'm saying is you're holding on to some pain. You need to let go. You need to open yourself up to receive. And when you open yourself up to receive, that husband will come. Okay? But you need some healing though before that man comes. I'll tell you like this. Work on yourself. 6 months to a year. Okay? Okay.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Okay, last question. Kim says, will my financial situation get better? Household is unemployed.
Whole house.
Ken. Looks like there's some energy. There's some energy being sent your way. Ken, it looks like a lot of disagreeable energy. It looks like, I don't know if it's some karma coming back or something that was done unrighteously. And what it's causing you to have some serious obstacles now with money. Okay? I'm not going to get into deep what I see. But I'm going to tell you like this. You need a cleansing in your house. If you got a wife and kids, they need a cleansing too. Okay? And you need to go to your ancestors and talk to your ancestors. You need to talk to your ancestors about something that you did not do that was unrighteous. That you did that was unrighteous. Okay? And you need to talk to your ancestors, and you need to figure out why you did what you did, and ask them to give you, to help you, to guide you. You know what I mean? Because nobody's perfect. We don't judge nobody here. But whatever you did was unrighteous, and this is some of the karma that's coming back. So money is scarce. I don't know what it was. I don't know if you have a gambling problem. I don't know if you spend some money unnecessarily, but I'm not feeling the energy. But you need to go to your ancestors.
They want to know when the next time we'll be on. Droney. Why are you looking at me?
It's up to Brother Dinkler, y'all. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll see how we feel. We'll see how the energy presents us, you know. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. We was on last night. So we'll see, y'all.
So y'all can check out that. Y'all can check out that video. What was it about the harvest box and something else? Can't remember.
The harvest box.
Yeah, but it was a video. The last video we did.
Yeah, the last one we did last night. But family, we'll see everybody maybe tomorrow night, or if not, definitely Wednesday night. And we'll probably come on early, okay? We'll try anyway. We'll try. So y'all tune in. If we're not here tomorrow night, definitely we'll see. Because, you know, Spirit told us to get on tonight. We wasn't going to get on, but Spirit told us to get on. So now we'll see what tomorrow says. Spirit might say, get your behinds on there tomorrow, and then we go down tomorrow, okay? Mm-hmm. So on that note, okay, Ken, I hear you. You said you'll see us on Wednesday for more insight, okay? Looking forward to that, okay? Now, family, on that note, we're getting ready to get up out of here. I'm Wunam, a.k.a. Nikki Love, your African Indigenous Traditional Healer.
I'm Brother Adinkra.
Thank you for watching Spiritually Seeing News, where we see what you can only imagine. On that note, family, y'all have a good night. We'll see everybody hopefully tomorrow night. If not, definitely Wednesday.
All right.
If Spirit say so, okay? Peace and blessings.